The transformation sequences in Sailor Moon are undoubtedly iconic. We've seen them referenced in many other works of media. Of course, because they are just so damn fabulous. So I gots to go through each one and rank and analyze. So heads up, this is purely my opinion, and while I'm at it, I'd also like to look at the various renditions of Sailor Moon's outfits and brooch, compact, locket, whatever you want to call it. So let's go! Now this one, unfortunately, has to go in the bottom, and I think you know why. You could argue that it doesn't even count as a full transformation sequence, and that's a big problem! I feel robbed. Being deprived of Season 3 onwards as a child, I was shocked to learn when I got the internet that there were evolutions to Sailor Moon. I saw this picture of Eternal, and I didn't even know what to think. It looked like fan art to me. But as soon as I saw Super Sailor Moon, I fell in love. It's probably my favorite outfit. I just think it's so beautiful. When I got a bit older and I was able to buy some of the English translated mangas, the S season of that run was all I could get for a while. So other than personally identifying with Hotaru as a teen, I was just blown away. Blown by this art of Super Sailor Moon. I just loved all the updated details to her outfit. The longer back bow, the see-through shoulders, of course the little barrettes, and most of all, the multicolored skirt. And in the show, there's a lot of build-up to the Holy Grail, or Purity Chalice, as I think it was in the English dub. It's a big moment the first time Sailor Moon touches it, and this happens. Which is why I felt disappointed, because the sequence just feels like they ran out of time. It's kinda a half transformation that she does when she's already Sailor Moon as an added power-up. But I think the execution is kind of clunky. I wanted to see this version of her get a full realized sequence to herself. See you later. At least in the manga, she drinks from the chalice, and that makes a little more sense. Anyway, I do like the design of the chalice, the bright colored details, heart, moon, wings, crown on top, it's got it all. And the butterfly theming here is a nice touch, ending in this pose with her hair floating up like crazy. I just wish the whole thing was handled a bit better. I'm putting this in the category of, it's alright. It's not my favorite, and it's not the worst. I think it might be the longest of the sequences. I feel like it really takes its time. I love how delicately she extends one arm for the glove, and then the other. The feathers are all over the place, doing their thing of course. Is she an angel? Sure, let's go with that. I think what's most notable here is the redesign of her outfit. It's very drastic. Pink puffy shoulders, extended gloves, thin ribbons in the back, no tiara at all, just a moon on her forehead, kind of like the cat's. And hey, I'm not complaining. I got this poster framed on my wall. My biggest beef with this one has to be the music. I'm not a big fan of the Eternal song. It's a bit sleepy. Now, if they incorporated the Stars theme somehow, whoa, I'd love that. But as it is, it just represents to me the kind of excess of Eternal Sailor Moon. Everything is opulent and exaggerated. But the compact, outside looks good. Inside, I love how it becomes rainbow, but what is up with that tiny star?
Too small. Needs to draw some attention.
The setting is kind of overtaking the crystal here. I want a big, fat jewel in there, and this just doesn't feel special enough. It doesn't feel worthy of Miss Eternal Moon. Now here, we finally get to see Super Sailor Moon transform, but she has to share the sequence with this brat. Okay, I apologize to the Shibuya fans out there. She was never my favorite. This season is probably my least fave because of that, even though there's lots of good stuff in it. I just feel like she's encroaching on my girl Sailor Moon's territory here a bit. Now, starting with the compacts, I prefer the cover to what's underneath. What I like about them is that they're distinct. They feel appropriate for each of them. But the crystals under here, they just look too similar. It feels boring.
I mean, from a design point of view.
Oh, well, put it that way, yeah.
But the animation here is really pretty. The red ribbons cascading behind them in the wind. We get some fun wipe reveals for the bodysuits. This shot of the skirts is really fun. Enhanced by baller sound effects, of course. And this moment here, oof, I'm tearing up. It really stands out to me because Usagi and Shibuya spend so much time in this season kvetching at each other. It gets really tiresome. But you know that happens when your young daughter from the future time travels back and comes to live with you when you're 15. I mean, we've all been there, right? Which is why this moment of tenderness is so special. Especially from Chibi Moon. Kissing Sailor Moon on the cheek here just shows that even though they argue all the time, of course they still love each other. And the song, I mean, yeah, it's okay. It's nothing to write home about. But I gotta say, the ending pose here, I mean, is that an animation error? Because it looks like their entire eyes are colored in red and blue. It's kind of creepy, not gonna lie. Original transformation. This one just feels special. It could be nostalgia that this was the first one I ever saw, but everything is just working perfectly together here. It's one of the best melodies in the series. It just gets you pumped up. We got the beautiful bubble background of blues and pinks and the sound effects. These sound effects, they are permanently stamped on my brain. This is her first Sailor Moon costume, and I think it's the most iconic. It's more simple than later iterations, but it's also definitely the most recognizable. This is the Sailor Moon that everyone knows. Also interesting that she lifts her hand in the air, not her locket, even though she has one, a cute little moon and circle gold thingy. But I approve of the magical nail polish. I'm somewhat of a nail enthusiast myself. And I just found out recently that the only reason nails are featured in these sequences is because the company wanted to sell tie-in nail polish merch. In their senshi outfits, you can't even see their nails because they're wearing gloves. But I like to think that the fancy nails are just for them. Like, they know they're there. Like wearing sexy underwear. Anyway, moving on. upgrade to the first transformation. We got a brand new sequence, a new brooch, but the outfit is the same. And personally, I don't like the pink and gold cover for the silver crystal. I think color-wise, it's clashing with her outfit. I really love this music, but I don't think it's as much of a banger as Moon Prism Power. But the animation and the poses? Everything here has improved. Starting off with a compact lift, it's just so extra. I never really noticed that sparkly shimmer that circles it before it lifts off. And then the beams of neon pink light interchanging with misty ropes, accompanied by a kind of 90s synth keyboard sound. I think it's great. The silver crystal is very important, as we all know, and I like how it looks in this setting with the pretty bow. The animation in this sequence has a feathers wings motif. I wonder if that was some foreshadowing for the Eternal version. I mean, look, she's got wings. And after each item of clothing, you see these wisps of glowing feathers fly off. Feathers aren't really a motif for this season, though. I think they're just there because it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. The pose she does when she gets her tiara might be my fave pose ever. First time is good, this is great. So much more dramatic. And of course, I forgot to mention the most iconic tableau at the end reappearing here. A pose we all did when we pretended to be Sailor Moon on the playground. Don't tell me it didn't happen. I saw it happen. You know I love this one. It goes beyond love into obsession. First off, I think it's great how Sailor Moon's outfit is altered just a little. Subtle little things here and there that you might not even notice at first. Her tiara, previously with a red jewel, now has a little moon. Honestly, it always kind of bugged me that Mars and Moon both had red tiaras. And her moon choker now has a heart! The heart motif here, it's just fabulous. Pure hearts being the MacGuffin of the season. It's nice to see it represented here. I especially love that a heart outline is just circling her. It's ridiculous, but so awesome. This moment where she bends backwards and lifts her leg up, it's everything. Who knew she was so flexible? And I love seeing the classic end pose kind of from a different angle here. The song is also just so cute and happy. It's serene almost. Now the brooch, I think, is the best. I like that the cover, it kind of looks like it's a toy maybe, and then you open it and there's this giant red heart-shaped crystal inside. It kind of reminds me of the heart of the ocean, honestly. The ribbon detailing around it kind of reminds me of the previous crystal, but it's rainbow! I love rainbows! Also spinning. Did I mention spinning? This season, she's just dizzy all the time. It's a thing. Now, I know my bias for season 3 is showing here, but seriously, all these sequences are fabulous. Sailor Moon S just represents more to me personally because it opened my eyes to a whole new world. That there was so much more content to this property I loved so much. That there were 3 new Senshi I never knew about, and that they were all badass as fuck. So yes, this is my top slot, but each sequence on this list is bangin', don't get me wrong. And that's it, bye.